My name is Caesar, and I am a willing participant of the speech.
My name is Dahlia, and I am a willing participant in the speech.
My name is Lizette, and I am a willing participant in the speech.
My name is Nayeli, and I'm a listener of the speech.
My name is Ali, and I'm a listener to this speech.
Hello, my name is Jimena. I'm a listener to this speech.
Raising your hand in class can be scary when you know there are more than 30 students seeing your hand in the air. It is a lot of anxiety knowing that every single student is waiting for you to ask your question. So instead, you put your hand back down. Many students get nervous when they have to ask questions, and with smaller size classes, it would help students feel comfortable in class. Smaller size classes are also better because students focus more, and they are less distracted for teachers and professors. I have done proper research on the topic, and I have looked at data to compare how students do in smaller classes versus bigger size classes. First, let us start with how smaller size classes have more benefits for students. It can be very nerve-wracking when you walk into a class and you see how many classmates you have. Sometimes it can even distract you from what the teacher is saying because you're so nervous on seeing what your other classmates are doing. It can also be very loud during group projects, and it can be hard to listen to what your group is saying. These things all occur in a bigger size class. It can be aggravating to deal with, but when you are in smaller size classes, these things do not occur. Instead, the class is more focused and they are less distracted to deal with. Sid Burke did a case study and found out that class size does matter because in smaller size classes, they have more achievements. The greater attention given to students through aspects were important for them to make achievements. Students are also more likely to participate in classes since they feel comfortable. In the article by Sid Burke, he did a smaller size class compared to bigger size classes, and he stated there were more student questions in smaller classes. Usually students seek help or clarification, and more teachers follow up with questions as well, Burke said in 1986. The students start feeling comfortable in smaller size classes because they have less students to interact with and they get to know their classmates better. And they get to use to who is around them compared to a bigger class size where you have more than 30 students to interact with. Students also have a chance of interacting more in class with the smaller size class. As I said, they get to know their classmates better and they feel comfortable around them, so they interact more in class and are not afraid to ask questions. It is also an effective way for students to build up more confidence in class. They would not be nervous to ask questions or to answer them. In the case study that I read, Sid Burke mentioned how smaller size classes did better in these classes because there were more interactions and how the classes started strong and ended strong as well. Finally, the relationship between students' ability at the beginning of the term and achievement at the end was very strong indeed, Burke said. Secondly, smaller size classes also benefit teachers and professors. Another reason smaller size classes are better is that teachers and professors have more time and more interaction with students. Teachers and professors play a huge role in our education, and sometimes it can be stressful for them when they have a lot of students in their classes. They also benefit from smaller size classes. They have more time to work on lessons and go deeper into lessons. A lot of times they run out of time during lessons and are able to teach them. With fewer students, the top students and the bottom students in the class are usually not quite apart, and the teacher can work with each of them to ensure that they're getting the instructions they need. Method 2016. This article helps us see that smaller class teachers can take time to present lessons and that they are able to take the time to help those who need more time learning the lessons. Many times in larger classes, they can't stop in the middle of a lesson to go over it again. They have to continue and teach the others. In smaller classes, they are better to improve. Discipline begins to take up more of the class period than actual instructions. Method 2016. Teachers also lose a lot more class time with larger classes. In larger classes, there are more distractions and they are louder. Students overtalk teachers and there are more issues around them. When a teacher has to discipline a student, it takes more class time and they are not able to focus on their lesson. This problem can be avoided in smaller classes because it is less to happen in a smaller class. Students most of the time cause issues when there is a large crowd, and it is less likely that they would do it in a small crowd. There also would not be a lot of commotion in smaller classes, and the teacher would not be distracted. Lesson plans would not be disrupted. With smaller class sizes, teachers can get to know each student as an individual, working with them to enhance their strengths and improve their weaknesses. Method 2016. In smaller classes, teachers get to know their students better and they can see what problems they're having and what they do not understand. They can work with them individually in the classes, whereas in a larger class, it would be harder to work with each student. This helps the student be better prepared for tests, and it helps them understand the lesson better. This helps the student be prepared for. Also, the student will feel comfortable and secure in class because they will not know that if they do not understand something, the teacher will be happy to help them. Finally, smaller classes also benefit students and schools getting achievements. Many schools have talked about how smaller size classes have benefit them. Many of their students have achieved many achievements and their test results have gone up. In 2011, the Brooklyn Institution reviewed the study and confirmed its findings, that the 32% reduction in class size increased students' achievement, giving those students an achievement advantage. It has proven that many students have made achievements from the smaller size classes. The article that I had read gave data on how each student received an achievement during the school year. They have said that what has helped the student is that if they are most focused in class and have less distractions. The data also shows how each student progressed during the year. Each student had a high jump during the year as well, and has shown a lot of progress. Students have also shown how much they have progressed in each class and how much they have learned. Higher student achievement levels in grade 7, language, reading, science, math, and social studies class, Visit 2019 said. In the article that I have read, it shows how each class has higher rates in tests. And many students have also spoken up about how they feel more confident in class when taking tests because they feel better prepared. For example, like Mark Waller, he has spoken up about how smaller size classes has helped him. If classes size were smaller, you wouldn't just get the difference in the results of our test scores. You would see in our whole outlook on education, Waller said in 2018. Waller has been open on how class size does matter. He has talked about it. He said it has built his confidence and has helped him learn better. Another thing that small size classes has helped is that it just prepares students better for the future. Mark mentioned that it has been proven that students in smaller size classes have graduated more than bigger class size students. Students in a reduced size class for at least 3 years or more were more likely to graduate. In bigger size classes, they do not have to. And there are many benefits for having smaller size classes compared to the bigger size classes. In smaller size classes, the students and teachers each benefit from the size. Students get to know their classmates, build more confidence, and learn better. Teachers and professors have less distractions and have more time presenting lessons and can help the students more. Finally, smaller size classes are helping students get more achievements and have higher passing scores. Actions that we can take is we can start small by using small size classes and comparing them to see how they do compared to the bigger classes and what they have achieved.